Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 85 of the regular season, where the Astros win 6-1 over the Oakland Athletics and take the series in Oakland 2-1. So, before we get on to the game, All-Star nominations are out, and the Astros have 5 of them. Jose Altuve is the starter that was voted on beforehand, so we already knew that. Yordan Alvarez was the no-brainer. If he didn't make it in, the All-Star game should just be canned in general. But 3 more, which was Framber Valdez, Justin Verlander making his 9th appearance, and Kyle Tucker, which 3 first-time All-Stars for the Astros, which is pretty darn neat. Altuve making his 8th and Verlander making his 9th, but 3rd is an Astro, which is also pretty cool. Someone really quickly tell me, where does that place him now all-time for Astros All-Star nominations, even though he's only had 3 full seasons as an Astros pitcher? Like, that's hilarious for Verlander. But, man, and what's funny about the Astros having 5 is I could think of 4 off the top of my head that probably could have been All-Stars. Like, Montero could have been easily. Stenik probably should have been, if we're being honest. Javi could have been. I would have put him over Framber, if I'm being honest. And Brantley could have been All-Stars. Like, the Astros are just loaded with talent, but hey, 5 is a good number, and I get that it can't just... I know that everyone likes to make the jokes, and the slogan for it is the All-Stros game. I know it can't technically be that, but man, the Astros could have had 9. That's like the 4th video in a row I've started with this long speech before I actually talk about the game. So, the actual game. Astros strike first. Alex Bregman with an RBI double in the first inning after a Jose Altuve leadoff double. Man, Jose Altuve, he's just so freaking good, man. And Bregman on a tear again. He's back. I think we can say he's back now. I mean, he's been slugging, hitting well over 300 for the past few weeks and OBPing around 400. So, I mean, I think Breggy's starting to roll again. After that, in the 5th inning, Corey Lee with his first major league hit, an RBI single to put the Astros up 2-0, and he was not done getting RBIs or hits today. Because, hey, monkey's off his back, which means when he was bases loaded and he was up to bat, no pressure for Corey Lee. A 2 RBI double for him, driving in 2 more runs to make it a 4-0 Houston lead. And man, Corey Lee gets called up, and not only does he come up and start to hit well, like, this is a great game for him, but man, Maldonado's been on a tear since Corey Lee's been called up. I want to say that I read today, like a 244 WRC plus since Corey Lee's been called up, and I know it's a super, super small sample size, but, I mean, the Astros literally called up Corey Lee, and then Maldonado went, oh, absolutely not. Threats to job security, it's a hell of a motivator. The Astros weren't done. A sac fly from Jeremy Pena to make it a 5-0 Houston lead, and then a home run by King Tuck in, I believe, the 8th inning to put the Astros up 6-0. And, by the way, quite a few of those last runs, I want to say, like, the last 4 runs we scored, off Austin Pruitt. And I heard that, I'm like, he's on the A's now. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, Austin Pruitt's now in Oakland A. What a great 4 innings he spent with us, huh? And Vimael Machin would homer in the bottom of the 8th to make it a 6-1 game, but it was already pretty much over. That was Phil Maton, and man, Maton either comes in and absolutely deals or gives up a home run, and there is no in between. Hey, speaking of pitchers, let's get to the pitching staff and Jake Odorizzi, and the word I would use to describe it is conflicting. 7 shutout innings with 4 hits and 1 walk. 7 strikeouts for Jake Odorizzi, which is fantastic. Jake Odorizzi is the most hated player on the team, and, like, I don't really get it. Because, like, yeah, he wasn't good last year, but he wasn't a total liability. He was around league average, and yeah, he got shelled to start the season. But since the night we debuted the Space City jerseys, he was good. He had 3 great games, almost a great 4th game before he got injured. Yeah, he got shelled his first time back out, but that was his first game in a couple of months. And now today had a conflicting day, but I feel like he is super hated. And I say conflicting because, hey, 5 base runners, shutout baseball for 7 innings. That is great. 7 strikeouts, he was getting some swings and misses. He looked good in those statistics. He had 10 hard hit balls, and that's not wonderful. Now, granted, one of his strong suits is weak contact, so seeing that many hard hit balls was sort of worrisome to an extent. It was weird, and what's funny is the last time he pitched poorly, and I was like, yeah, well, I think there's some underlying stuff. I think he got partially unlucky because of, hard hit balls. There just weren't that many, and today, he didn't give up any runs, but gave up a lot of hard hit balls, and the more I think about this, the more I kind of feel like my nerd numbers are kind of irrelevant. Anyway, solid day for Odo. Phil Maton, again, the 1 home run. That was the only base runner he'd allowed. He would get a strikeout in his inning of work. And, I mean, at that point, I'm not really too concerned about it because it was 6-0 that made it 6-1. I mean, that's not concerning by any means. And then, ninth inning, Brian Abreu comes in. Paris, strikeouts. Brian Abreu, man, he's so freaking good this year. Which is incredible, because he was bad last year. And then he just comes out this season and it's like, hey, remember that guy you hoped I'd be back in 2019 in like 8 2/3 innings? I'm that guy. He's him. But just a clean win for the Astros today. Just pretty much stress-free, and they wrap up the series against Oakland. Yeah, we lose an embarrassing one yesterday, but hey, a series win is a series win, and I'm not going to complain about it. So the Astros have an off day tomorrow, but we're back at it Tuesday night late. 9:38 Eastern, 8:38 Central. I don't love late games. We're going to send Luis Garcia to the mound, and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim are going to send Noah Syndergaard to the mound. So I'll be here afterwards to talk about it, but that's all I have to say for the evening. So thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Astros.